You know, I was thinking about the other day and how I ended up at Bridges Reentry.
Yeah, I remember you were really stressed out.
Yeah, because I had to put my address in and it got approved, but it was for somewhere else, and I was so stressed out about it because of it being right down the street where I got arrested from. But it was like Bridges Reentry was coming to me from everywhere, other people, everything. So I know that God was saying, you need to change your address. And remember how scared I was to change it because they were going to keep me longer?
Yeah, that was crazy. I can tell you right now that I don't know, Tammy probably remembers, but I was against it at first. I didn't want to go to Bridges because I was worried about this commitment. I kept hearing everybody say that we had to do a 2-year commitment.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that everything happened the way it did. I actually lost my dad like literally 9 months before it was time to get out. And one of my friends came up to me and said, you should check this place out. And I sure did. Remember how crazy that was, Tammy?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
You had a crazy experience like that, too.
Yeah. I was just going to say, I remember when it came time to decide on where I was going to go, I remember running it past my daughter, and after doing 7 years, she was like, Mom, you want to go to another place for another 2 years? Like, it's like you're really being gone for 9 years. And I said, well, it's all in how you're looking at it.
Yeah,
perspective is everything.
Perspective.
Yeah, that's why I was like, so if I have to stay a week extra for my release date to change the address to be approved so I can get out with an address, I was like, why not? What's another week to save my life?
Yeah, but it ended up working out perfectly for you.
Yeah, I got approved the day before my release date.
Yeah, which is unheard of, really.
Yeah.
You got really lucky.
I did.
Well, that's good. I think we all did. I love Bridges because the Bridges Reentry program, I committed to 2 years and I was so afraid, but it wasn't a commitment. It was a life change. It was a commitment to myself, really, to make a life change because I feel like they set us all up for success, right? The foundation was there and the support was there. It was just a matter of committing to myself that this was the place that was going to support me in making the changes that I wanted to make in my life. And it's crazy.
I remember my daughter telling me, so you've been selfish for all the wrong things for so many years. Now it's time to be selfish for all the right ones.
That's powerful.
So I learned about Bridges Reentry when I seen the sign on the wall on the inside, right? And that was for that 18-month or 15-month mentorship. And I had 18 months left. I said, okay, I could do this class in 15 months and then I'll just have the 3 months left. But it wasn't until I got into that class that they also said, hey, this is not the only thing that Bridges is offering. No, they've got a mentee mentorship program. They've got a transitional house where they offer you all the stability to jump back into society. And they're also offering free rent so you can stack that cash and jump into the next part of your journey, right? And then they also have like St. Peter's Church coming in too.
Yeah, they're so
And
real.
so I was like, what? Yeah, that was like so cool because it was like everything that I was seeking while I was on the inside trying to better myself. So I said, okay, I'm gonna sign up for this class. I'll do it for 15 months, which leaves me 3 months after I'm done with that to look forward to getting out. And that's when I made the decision in the middle of that was to go ahead and do something different because what I was doing was not getting me anywhere,
And was it like beneficial too because you had 18 months, huh? And it was like 15-month class, so it helped you get your time down, but did you learn a lot from that program?
I did. It was a few different books that we did in there. It was a Joyce Meyer book and a Boundaries book. I didn't love the Boundaries book too much, but it taught me a lot.
We all need boundaries.
Yeah, it's the stuff you don't really love that you get something from. So yeah, that's a good